Hello guys, welcome to this channel. If you are new here, kindly subscribe and click the bell notification button to get updated on all our new videos. Yes, the completion of a share purchase agreement for the acquisition of 100% of the equity in Polaris Bank by Strategic Capital Investment Limited has been confirmed by the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) and the Asset Management Company of Nigeria. A statement issued by the Director, Corporate Communications Department at the Central Bank of Nigeria, Osita Nwanesobi, on behalf of the CBN and AMCON, disclosed that HCIL had paid an upfront consideration of 50 billion naira to acquire 100% of the equity of Polaris Bank, and had also accepted the term of the agreement, which included full repayment of the sum of 1.31 trillion naira, being the consideration bonds injected. According to the statements, the CBN will receive an immediate return for the value it has created in Polaris Bank during the stabilization period, as well as ensuring that all funds originally provided to support the interventions are recovered. The sales was coordinated by a discernment committee. The committee, comprising representatives of the CBN and AMCON, and advised by legal and financial consultants. The committee conducted a sale process by private treaty as provided in Section 34(5) of the AMCON Act to avoid negative speculation, retain value and preserve financial system stability. In the process, parties who had formally expressed an interest in acquiring Polaris Bank subsequent to the CBN intervention in 2018 were invited to submit financial and technical proposals. Invitations to submit proposals were sent to 25 pre-qualified interest parties, out of which 3 parties eventually submitted final purchase proposals following technical evaluation. All submissions were subject to a rigorous transaction process, from which HCIL emerged as the preferred bidder, having presented the most comprehensive technical and financial purchase proposal, as well as the highest rated growth plans for Polaris Bank. So guys, in case you don't know CBN, I would like to tell you all you need to know about CBN, the history of CBN, building structure, the governors of the central bank, and leadership. Alright, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) is the central bank and apex monetary authority of Nigeria, established by the CBN Act of 1958 and commenced operation on July 1, 1959. The major regulatory objective of the bank, as stated in the CBN Act, are to maintain the external service of the country, promote monetary stability and a sound financial environment, and act as a banker of last resort and financial advisor to the federal government. The central bank's role as lender, as last resort and advisor to the federal government, had sometimes pushed it into murky regulatory waters. After the end of the imperial rule, the desire of the government to become proactive in the development of the economy became visible, especially after the end of the Nigerian Civil War. The bank followed the government's desire and took a determined effort to supplement any shortfalls credit allocations to the real sector. The bank became involved in lending directly to consumers, contravening its original intention to work through commercial banks in activities involving consumer lending. However, the policy was an offspring of the Indianization policy at the time. Nevertheless, the government through the central bank has been actively involved in building the nation's money and equity centers, forming security regulatory boards and introducing treasury instruments into the market and capital markets. The bank has 36 branches, each in the 36 states of the Federation and the headquarters in FCT. Guys, about the history of the CBN. In 1948, an inquiry under the leadership of G.D. Payton was established by the colonial administration to investigating banking practices in Nigeria. Prior to the inquiry, the banking industry was largely uncontrolled. The G.D. Payton reports, an offshoot of the inquiry, became the cornerstone of the first banking legislation in the country, the Banking Ordinance of 1952. The ordinance was designed to prevent non-variable banks from mushrooming and to ensure ordinary commercial banking. The Banking Ordinance triggered rapid growth in the industry, and with the growth also came disappointment. By 1958, a few banks had failed. To curtail further failures and to prepare for indigenous control, in 1958, a bill for the establishment of the Central Bank of Nigeria was presented to the House of Representatives of Nigeria. The Central Bank of Nigeria Act No. 24, 1958 was published as Chapter 30 of the 1958 edition of the Laws of Nigeria and Lagos. It was fully implemented on July 1, 1959, when the Central Bank of Nigeria came into full operation and remained the primary statute governing the CBN until it repealed by the Central Bank of Nigeria Act No. 24, 1991. In April 1960, the bank issued its first treasury bill. In May 1961, the bank launched the Lagos Bankers Clearing House, which provided licensed banks a framework in which to exchange and clear checks rapidly. By 1st July 1961, the bank had completed issuing all denominations of new Nigerian notes and coined and redeemed all of the British West African pounds that were circulating in Nigeria. Guys, about the building structure. The Central Bank of Nigeria is known for the blue color on its office building at different branches of the country. In 2009, the CBN fired the CEOs and executive director of 5 Nigerian banks: Afribank, Finbanks Nigeria, Intercontinental Bank, Oceanic Bank and Union Bank of Nigeria, for mismanagement of loans and over-reliance of the CBN. In 2014, the President Goodluck Jonathan suspended the governor of CBN, Sanusi Lamido, on grounds of financial recklessness. In April 2021, the Central Bank of Nigeria fired the old board of the First Bank of Nigeria, which was in a grave financial condition. In July 2021, CBN announced that it had ended the sales of foreign exchange forex to bureau de change operators. Following the announcement, all forex sales were to go directly to commercial banks. That same month, the bank's governor, Godwin Emefiele, said that Nigeria will launch its own cryptocurrency called e-money in October, which is not a cryptocurrency per se but eventually built on a blockchain technology and available through the mobile application eNaira Speed Wallet and eNaira Speed Merchant Wallet. At its launch by President Muhammadu Buhari on October 25, the platform was joined by 33 banks and 500 million naira worth of eNaira mint was minted. The introduction of the eNaira came a few months after the government has banned all cryptocurrencies. And lastly guys, the leadership. Mr. Godwin Emefiele, the former Zenith Bank PLC chief executive, took up the mantis and the 11th CBN chief and the 10th indigenous governor. Emefiele replaced Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, whose tenure elapsed on June 11. Before becoming the managing director of Zenith Bank PLC, Emefiele worked in corporate banking as well as treasury and financial control before that. He was a lecturer in finance and insurance at the University of Port Harcourt as well as his alma mater, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where he obtained both BSc and MBA degree in finance. He is an alumnus of executive education at Stanford University, Harvard University, and Wharton Graduate School of Business. Emefiele, in his maiden press briefing 2 days after his assumption of office, gave a presentation titled "Entrenching Microeconomic Stability and Engendering Economic Development in Nigeria." Well guys, there you have it, the completion of a share purchase agreement for the acquisition of 100% of the equity in Polaris Bank by Strategic Capital Investment Limited has been confirmed by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the Asset Management Company of Nigeria, AMCON. Thank you all for listening to that, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your comments in the comment section below. Thank you. Bye.